Hi everybody, I'm Abel Boquera. I'm an organ player from Barcelona. If you're interested in Hammond organs and keyboard stuff, consider subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Okay, in this video I want to share with you the insights of the HX3. It's an amazing Hammond organ emulator. It's one of the best I ever tried. It was developed in Germany by the brilliant engineer Carsten Meyer. He runs Keyboard Partner. It's a very small company that sells this product in a modular system, so you can build your own organ. You will find the link to the shop in the description below. I have to say that this is not a sponsored video. Actually, I was in Hannover visiting my girlfriend, and I wrote them an email, asked them if I could pass by and test the product. When I got there, I had a chance to speak to Carsten Meyer, test the demo keyboard, and ask him a lot of questions, especially about the problems of emulating the Hammond sound, my struggle trying to find a perfect clone. I always tried to get as close as possible to the original sound with all the keyboards I had. In the comments below, please let me know what's your favorite clone and what is missing to make it perfect. I leave you with an interview. For all of you that like the Hammond organ and the clone wheels, I think it will be interesting for you, so I hope you enjoy. Thank you.
So I'm Carsten Meyer, and what we just heard was Abel at our keyboard partner prototype organ. It's an organ we built for demonstration purposes, and he played it in the B3 mode, and he would like to ask me some questions about the company and about the product, so here we are. So we started the company in 2011 as a very small, it's still a very small company, and purpose was to create an emulation which differs from all other emulations so far. Every other simulation depends on DSPs or a computer VST plugin or something like that. So a processor is involved, which takes always some time to calculate the sounds, and it makes some latency. And we want to eliminate the latency by a complete different approach, by putting the original circuit and the original physical model of a B3 or an H100 in this case organ in an FPGA. That's a gate array where you can put not a program in but a circuit. So what we created was a circuit of the original organ, and it didn't take any much more effort. If you take the original circuit and the original physical model, it sounds like a Hammond. Main problem is the tone wheels are spinning all the time. So you need a lot of computer power to keep all these things running, and the FPGA does everything in parallel. So it's much more easier for the FPGAs to emulate the Hammond generator with the 91 or 96 tone wheels than an DSP who has to care of everything in serial. The FPGA does everything in parallel. Most approaches did use sampling technology in the past. Even the first ones, even the last ones. So what we did is complete different design. If you take an FPGA, you can create the waves the tone wheels produce and emulate it in a way that is more a physical model in terms of each gear, each flutter of the gear, and so on. So the good point of the FPGA is it is hardware. It is not software. So it can't crash. It can't make any blue screens like a computer VST or so. So it works all the time, and everything is working in parallel in it. So the vibrato delay line is in parallel working with the tone wheels. The contacts are emulated in a very decent way, so you can even tweak the parameters of the spring flexing and the spring damping of the contacts itself, so it is very sophisticated.
But it sounds that you started this project at a long time ago.
Yeah, the first
Like a lot of work.
yeah, the first project was replacing one node in a defective Hammond console. There was one node missing, and everyone knows taking this generator apart is a pain in the ass. So what I did was designing a little circuit which just produces one node, the missing node. And I realized that producing one node for an FPGA is the same as producing 91 or 96 nodes at the same time. So it was no big leap for the next step, emulating the complete generator. The further steps were emulating the preamp in the Hammond and emulating the vibrato line, which is a little bit more complicated, and last step was emulating the Leslie, which is an acoustic effect. That's not the. That's more DSP kind of stuff. It is not FPGA. So it was a hard work to get these acoustical simulations working. The organ itself was easy. I can talk about the easy parts. The generator is the easy part. Generator is an easy part because it just produces some waves. It is a physical modeling of the tone wheels itself, so they flutter, they have a little bit slip and so on, so the phase relationship of the notes is not always the same as in other digital instruments, and which leads to a very live feeling sound. It lives, so if you know what I mean. And the most complicated part in the Hammond emulation itself was the vibrato line, because it's not just a delay, it's more than that. It is phase and relationships and so on. That's a tricky part.
Okay, guys, thank you for watching the interview with Carsten Meyer. This was the first part. The second part I will publish next week because I thought maybe it was too long for one video. You will see Carsten Meyer inside the lab explaining more emulations of this HX3. In the description below I will leave some links where you can watch me playing more the HX3. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the second part. I wait for your comments below. Tell me what you think about all this. See you next week. Thank you. Salud.